Welcome to something short and sweet in the Parsha. This week, Parshas Shemos. Was Moshe Rabbeinu inevitable? It seems that everything about his life, his being the Moshiach Shel Yisrael, the Savior of Israel, was predetermined before he's even born. Vayelech ish mi beis Levi, vayikachas bas Levi. An unnamed man and an unnamed woman have a child. Why are they unnamed, says the Maharal? Because if it would say that it was Amram and Yocheved, you would think that a great child was born because he had great parents. But no, Moshe Rabbeinu was born because Klal Yisrael, because the world needed a Moshe Rabbeinu. There needed to be a Moshiach Shel Yisrael. And then when he's born, Bisya Basparo just happens to be standing there. And a nace happens. Her arm stretches out. And he's saved. Others, many others in the same situation, died. And then he's given a name. Batikra Shemo Moshe. She calls his name Moshe. Says Rabbeinu Bachya, it was divine inspiration that she had, that he was given that name. What is the name? Moshe says Sefarno, Memaletu Moshiach Acher Mitzara, that he would be one to save others from difficult situations. It's all determined. It's all set out. Vatomer ki min hamayim mishisiu hatam shekarosiv Moshe. Why did she call him Moshe Rabbeinu? Lahoro shi moledes acheramu, to show that he would ultimately save others. It's all determined. Later, he's forced to leave Mitzrayim. Why is he forced to leave Mitzrayim? Because he sees the two men fighting. They say, you're going to smite us like you smote the Mitzri. So he's forced to leave, determined. And he runs away to Midian. And he happens to meet Yisro, the daughters of Yisro, and ultimately meet Yisro. And he makes him a shepherd. And he happens to be shepherding on Har Sinai, Har Chorev. And there he has a vegetation from the Rabboni Shalom. It's all played out. It's all determined. Isn't it interesting, though, when the Rambam speaks about the foolishness of determinism and how that every Jew has Bechira Chavshis, has free choice. His model for free choice is Moshe Rabbeinu. He says that every single person could be a tzaddik like Moshe Rabbeinu or a Rasha like Yerovam ben Nevat. Wouldn't it be pretty hysterical if the person that everyone could aspire to be like did not have free choice himself? Of course, it's axiomatic to our belief that we're here on this planet in order to exercise free choice. And indeed, if we look at the Psukim again, we will see that every step of the way, Moshe Rabbeinu made a choice. And whereas there was inevitability to Moshe Rabbeinu's life circumstance, there certainly was not an inevitability for Moshe Rabbeinu using that life circumstance as HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kavayachol would have wanted him to. He's a young man. Vayigdal Moshe, Vayetze El Echov. He grows up. He goes out to his brothers. And the Pasuk says, makes the point of saying, Vaya'ar. He saw. And Rashi says that word is extra to teach of Nasan Eino V'libo Lios Meitzar Alehem. He focused on their pain and explains the Maharal. Again, the Maharal explains over there, it wasn't so simple. It was a something. It was something significant that he looked. It wasn't the first time he saw them, says the Maharal, but this time he honed in on it. He had a life circumstance And he looked to capitalize on that life circumstance. Similarly, when he's at the bush, he sees the burning bush. And again, the pasuk makes very, very gives much emphasis. Vayomer Moshe, Moshe said to himself, Asura no ve'eres amar hagodol hazeh. Let me turn aside and let me see. Instead of just looking at it, he said, boy, that's pretty cool. Like people often do when they see Niflaos Habore, where they see wonders of the Rabboni Shalom. Oh, that's really neat. Wow, look at that. What does it mean? I don't know. It's wow. Asur no ve'eres amar hagodol hazeh madua lo yivar hasneh. Let me turn aside. Let me contemplate. Sforno says, Esbonein. Let me contemplate this ve'era. Let me look at that again. Let me see. And it's then that HaKadosh Baruch Hu responds, Vayar Hashem ki sar liros. And Hashem saw that he was sar liros lihisbonein badavar. To look into the matter. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a life circumstance for each and every one of us. It's all played out. There's a complete story and setting that each and every one of us has. That is inevitable. That is determined. What we do with it is not determined. Everyone could be a tzaddik like Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was a Surah Nava era. Moshe Rabbeinu recognized his life circumstance and how he was supposed to interact and how he was supposed to utilize that life circumstance. Who is the other person on the other side of the coin? Yerovim ben Nevat. How interesting it is that Chazal learned the verses by the introduction of Yerovim ben Nevat, that he is told that he can have a malchus, he can have a kingdom which would rival David HaMelech. And as a matter of fact, this is something that was troubled Yerovim ben Nevat, his rivaling David HaMelech. And Yerovim ben Nevat was incapable of appreciating his life circumstance. He wasn't Erev Esbone. Chazal say that at one point, and really the Mefarshim and the Medrash explain that this is something that was working on him all the time. HaKadosh Baruch Hu coming to him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu saying to him, if you do tshuva, if you develop the way you're supposed to be, I will make you perhaps even greater than David HaMelech. Yerovim ben Nevat doesn't see this. Yerovim ben Nevat wasn't misbone. Moshe Rabbeinu and Yerovim ben Nevat, their choices were not determined. Their life circumstance was inevitable. What they were going to do with it and whether they would fulfill their role, that was Bechira Chavshis. That was their choice. And that is the story with each and every one of us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has developed our own playing field, our own life circumstance. The question is, how will we react to it? Will we be misboning and utilize what HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us? Thanks so much for listening. Have a great Shabbos.